Alright YouTube, it's John here. I'm a little bit behind on my videos, but I had to give a shout out to Unhinged ATV. They hooked us up with some stickers and a hat. Also these harness pass-through seat bezels that I'm going to install in my 2017 Razor. And also this harness kit for Ryan's Ace 150. Alright, first of all, I think I'm going to tackle these pass-throughs made by Dragonfire. I guess I'm going to go pull the seats out of my Razor. I'll be back. Alright, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to skip down to step 3. Because steps 1 and 2, if you can't handle that, you shouldn't be doing this project. Step 1, place the vehicle on a flat and level surface. Place gear selector in park. Step 2, remove the seat. Hence, that's why it's sitting here on the table. Alright, then step 3, they supply a template. This is what my template looked like coming out of the bag, which is probably typically normal. But you're going to cut around the outside on the solid black line. Then you're going to fold on the marks, or they say fold up, fold down, then pull the paper but leave the creases in there. Then you'll have a center circle here that you'll line. Let me see if I can get that. That's dotted dash circle. That's the line, the logo, Polaris logo on the back of the seat. Then you're going to cut out, with a sharp razor blade, cut out the pass-through as neatly as you can. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and stop the camera. I'll be back in a minute when I have this all cut out. Another thing, Wendy, this is a how-to video, so you do not have to watch it. Okay, I know it's hard to see, but a little trick I like to do is I'm going on the fold up line. Now I use the roller to keep the straight edge. Then I crease the paper just so I know where the fold is. Just like that. Now I'm going to unfold this. Then the trick to the fold down line, go ahead and stick that roller right on the dotted line. Then I take a pen, trace that line. Then I flip the paper over and you'll be able to see the line on the other side. Then I do the same thing. Crease it against the roller. Remove the roller. Put a good crease in it. And just like that, you got both your, just like that I should say, you got both your folds in there. Alright, what I got going on now is I'm trying to line this up. There's an, I don't know if the camera will focus or not, but there's a circle indent around the Polaris star. Then on the template it says Center of Polaris Star logo, and there's an arrow pointing there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line the cutout and this dashed line with the center of the star. and I'm going to tape it so it can't move. Now when you're taping, make sure you don't put tape on the inside of this insert, because you're going to draw on there with a Sharpie. If you're doing this right, these folds that we did earlier will line up with the indents in the back of the seat. This is a little nerve-wracking. Alright, now we're going to take a good Sharpie and we're going to trace this pattern out. Now we can remove the pattern. There's two seats, so I'm going to try and not destroy this pattern just because I just don't want to cut out another one. But there is a pattern in with the other one if you do rip it. Almost ripped it. Alright, the next step is we're going to cut this pattern out. I know it's probably hard for you to see. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus. Now this pattern, I recommend drilling holes, then cutting it out with like a Dremel or something. But for this seat, I'm going to try the razor blade like it says in the instructions, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, I opted out of not using the razor blade just because I didn't feel like cutting myself. So now I got the Dremel. I'm going to Dremel this out. We'll see how that goes. Alright, I guess that's the point of no return. I put a hole in my seat. Alright, I'm going to have to hook up the shock back because I can't see my line anymore. Sorry, gift it. Now with this, I liked using the slow speed. That way it didn't go shooting off in high speed and cutting where I didn't want it to cut. Messed a little spot. Now I'm going to test fit that bezel to see how it fits. I'm going to say I need to trim a little bit. Goes just like that. Now I think I might use the razor blade and clean up these edges. I needed to get a stiffer razor blade. Careful not to cut yourself. Alright, I'm just going to keep cleaning this up till I get it to fit. Alright, now I got this all trimmed out. This fits in snug, but all the way in. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some seam seal, black seam seal, and go around this. Because I kind of want it watertight. Or as watertight as I can get it. Alright, on to the flip side now. Alright, for razors, the XP 1000, the 4-seater 1000, the 1000S, the 900s, the 900 4-seaters, all of them that have the seat that have this seam. This step's pretty easy. If you have the General or any other model of Polaris, it won't have this patch right here. It won't have this seam. There's a whole series of instructions on how to measure your seat to get this in the right place. I've seen other YouTubers how they use the bezel from the backside to push the foam up and trace it. But for this one, you're going to measure 1 inch down with a tape measure and mark this stitching. You're just marking it 1 inch down below it. Be careful. You don't want to cut this stitching here at all. So you'll see where the two fabrics roll over. That's where you want to stop. So I want to measure down 1 inch from the black. There's 1 inch. 1 inch. Then I'm going to measure down from the top 1 inch. Let me find my roller that I had in the first part. Something like that. I want to take my little plastic roller and just verify 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. Then I'm going to take my razor blade and I have to cut this fabric right on your line. Start right at the edge. I know it's hard to see again. Right at where the black fabric rolls over and meets like this plastic. And at this point, Aaron, I hope you like these because there's no turning back. Just like that. Well, next step is we're going to clean the foam out. And I'll get back to you. Okay, now we're on the back side again. I think this is going to be the easiest way to get this stuffing out. You're going to need an X-Acto knife with a blade that's at least 3 inches long. And then you're just going to slowly cut this foam out. I opted out for one that had a brand new blade. I just took this out of the box. Okay, I'm going to take this, stick this in the back, make sure none of the foam gets caught in there. Flip this back over. I'm going to tuck the foam in around it. Take the other side, try and work this in the fabric. Alright, I took the back off. I got this front in. It was fairly tight with this seam. So now, I do have some foam I want to clean out of there. Okay, it says to lay it flat on the table and press till you hear it click. Alright, that's how you install the bezel for the harness pass-through by Dragonfire. There might be a couple of things I change. I might add some more stuffing in this area with a chunk of the stuffing some of the stuffing that I cut out, I might stuff in there. I don't know, I'm kind of picky and I don't like how that looks. But other than that, it serves the purpose of putting the harness back in the right place. I was tired of getting choked. So until next time, as my neighbor always says, riding's like doing laundry. Rinse, ride, and repeat.